Welcome back to Mike versus Everybody, where nobody and nothing is off limits. So, who's to blame for this latest stimulus package debacle? I'm going to tell you what I think. But before I do me a favor, real quick. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this. So, where the stimulus is at right now, Donald Trump recently came out with had his team come up with a new proposal of about, I think, $1.8 trillion. And Nancy Pelosi saw the proposal, didn't like the language of the proposal. What? Didn't like the language of the proposal? Okay, so let me back up real quick here. Now, this second stimulus package negotiation has been an absolute disaster. It's been an absolute disaster for quite a while. So Donald Trump came out, he saw this, he knew there was no headway being made, so he came out with these executive orders, I don't know, about a month ago or so, and he got he got some things pushed through that when nothing was being done. So big props to Donald Trump for that. He got some extensions on the unemployment, after people's unemployment benefits were running out, the federal unemployment benefits. So much props to Donald Trump for getting those through. Now, this Problem Solvers Caucus was added into the negotiations, where a group of Democrats and Republicans came up with a bill that seemed almost perfect. It had everything that had to do with the lockdowns, the coronavirus. That's what I call it. I don't know how much you can talk about that here on YouTube, so I just call it the coronavirus. So the Problem Solvers Caucus seemed perfect. Everything that needed to be done was in it. Nancy Pelosi shot it down. Now, it seemed like anything except her $2.2 trillion package that her and the Democrats have put together. It seemed like anything other than that is just no good. Now, in that package is some fluff. There's some Democratic fluff that they're just putting in there that has nothing to do with the virus, the lockdown, nothing. And a lot of people recognize that. And so the Republicans, they said, okay, we're not going to go for that. And eventually Donald Trump, just not too long, a few days ago, called off the negotiations. He said, that's it. We're stopping these stimulus package negotiations. They're going nowhere. Crazy Nancy's she doesn't want anything to get out to the American people. Now, though I agree with Donald Trump that Nancy Pelosi doesn't want anything to get out to the American people, I thought that was the worst thing he could have ever done, was tweet that out. And I made a video a few days ago about that and said Donald Trump just ruined his chances for re-election. And I was looking at comments on other YouTube stimulus check update channels and stimulus package update channels, and people were saying, oh, Donald Trump just lost my vote. I was going to vote for Trump, but he just lost my... There's a lot of those comments. So, and I don't know. I thought the same thing. I just said, this guy just destroyed his chances for re-election. I don't know what he was thinking. However, the stock market tanked, people were up in arms. Everybody had a pretty good idea that wasn't the end of that with Trump. So, Trump and his team came out with a $1.8 trillion package that seemed fairly reasonable. That was pretty close to what Nancy Pelosi wanted. However, she came out and said, no, don't like the language of it. We're still too far apart with the language and this and that. Now, Donald Trump also tweeted out, I'm ready to sign a bill to get $1,200 stimulus checks out to the American people today. Put the bill in front of me today. I'll sign it. We'll get checks out today. And, he tagged Nancy Pelosi in it, some of the others, Steve Meadows, Steve Mnuchin, Mark Meadows. She said there's going to be no standalone bills. Now, Nancy Pelosi, this is what she said. So I think you guys see where I'm going with this. I blame Nancy Pelosi 100% for these. Now, I understand Mitch McConnell, who's kind of been in the background on all this latest round, has been nothing but a headache. Donald Trump has, like his executive orders were great. He's ready to send out $1,200 stimulus checks. He's put this $1.8 trillion package together. So he's trying. Nancy Pelosi has shot down anything and everything. Even a little bit ago, she said she was willing to do a standalone bill for the airlines, and now she's saying, nope, we're not going to do the standalone bill for anybody. Now, Mark Meadows and Steve Mnuchin came out just very recently and said that this all or nothing approach is an absolutely unacceptable response to the American people. And I agree with them 100%. If she's saying nothing is better than something, think about that. Nothing is better than something. So if we can't come up, if you guys aren't going to come up to this $2.2 trillion package that I want with all, with this Democratic wish list and all this fluff in it, then we're not going to send anything out to the American people. They're going to have to suffer. They're not getting stimulus checks. They're not getting extensions on their unemployment. They're not getting anything. How absolutely absurd is that? Like, how insane is that, really? I can't even comprehend I cannot understand how this lady thinks at all, how nothing is better than something. Think about that. Nothing. You're getting nothing. Although we could get you out $1,200 stimulus checks, which would help you a little. It might keep you in your apartment for another month. It might put a little more food on your plate for your children. But we're not going to do it because it's no standalone bill. Sorry. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. Now I get it. You want to blame Donald Trump for saying the negotiations were off last week. That's fine. You can blame Donald Trump now. And also, another huge thing that I have a big problem with is the Republicans are worried about debt. Like, they weren't happy with this 1.8. They don't want the 2.2 trillion to some of them. I'm not speaking for all. Some of them don't even want the 2.2 trillion or the $1.8 trillion package that Trump and his team came up with, because there's some of them that don't even want any stimulus package. There's some of them that are so worried about the debt that they don't think the American people should get anything else. Let me remind you, the American people didn't shut the economy down. The American people didn't shut their businesses down. The American people didn't leave their jobs voluntarily. This was all stuff that the government told us to do. You have to shut your businesses down. You have to leave your job. You can't do this. You can't do that. So how did they say, no, we're not giving them anything else? That's it. I know we absolutely decimated this economy. We tanked it. We destroyed a lot of people's lives, but we're not going to help. Now that, in my opinion, is a reason for an uprising. I mean, all this other garbage for whatever these, Antifa, BLM, I don't want to get into that, but to me, that's a bunch of nonsense. However, destroying people's lives and then saying, we're not going to give you anything to help you get back on your feet, to me, that's a reason to get out there on the streets. I digress. So, it's just, I don't know, we're at a stalemate. I'm not going to get into all the numbers and all the ins and outs of the new package and what they said and what the language is and this, that, and the other. So basically what's on the table now, like I said, there's the $1.8 trillion package that Trump and his team came up with that Pelosi, she didn't want any part of. Now, the negotiations aren't stopping. I'm not saying there's not a chance something's going to go through. Me personally, I don't think something will go through before the election on November 3rd because in Pelosi's mind, she probably thinks, well, if we get stimulus checks out, we help people with unemployment, it's going to help Donald Trump. And she despises that man so bad that she doesn't care what happens to you or me or anyone else in this country. As long as she's hurting Donald Trump, that's all she cares about. This lady's a multimillionaire, as all these people are. They're sitting in their mansions, they're having lobster and steak for dinner every night. They don't care. They just don't care. They don't. People right now are in bad shape. The economy's in bad shape, regardless of what they tell you. This whole V-shaped economy thing, it's all a lie. The middle class is being destroyed. 60% of all small businesses are gone and never coming back. So I put 100% blame on Nancy Pelosi because she's got the ball in her court right now. She could say, yeah, let's get the checks out. We'll get a package together. All right, let's do some standalone bills for unemployment, for stimulus checks, for PPE, for small businesses, for schools. Let's get a few things out. We'll get the bigger stuff together. No, she put a kibosh to all of it. So, we can just pray that something comes together in the next few weeks and the people that need the help get it. But, I'd love to be able to talk to Nancy Pelosi face to face. I would love that 5 minutes in a room alone with her to tell her what I think of her I'd be super happy. Donald Trump, he hasn't been great through all this, but he did get those executive orders out. He did say, I'll send out a standalone bill for stimulus checks for the people. and I'm not one of these MAGA, hat wearing, Trump flag flying people. I'm not going to tell you who I'm voting for. I think you might kind of see where I'm leaning, but Nancy Pelosi, you're a despicable human being. You're absolutely destroying people's lives because of your hatred for the president. You're not thinking about the American people. This is absolutely despicable. And I'm sorry, I don't like to be a negative person, but things that are going on in these days, it's just gotta really try to stay positive. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. I think these stimulus negotiations are garbage. I mean, there's no progress has been made. I'll stay optimistic and say, hopefully we get some stuff done before the election. But in reality, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Nancy Pelosi, this is on you. This is all on you. The lives that are being destroyed, it's on you. If you have let me know what you think. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear what some thoughts are out there. And like I said at the beginning, do me a favor. Hit the subscribe button. I'm new to YouTube, just getting my channel started, and would love you to follow me on this journey. The country is in a tough place right now, and there is a lot to talk about. So I got some pretty good content coming down the road. Subscribe, join me on this journey, and we'll talk to you on the next one.